Our first item of business is we need to elect our board officers before we continue on. So the first one is we need to elect or
Nominate
appoint.
Jordan Brewer.
I'll second.
Where's me? That was Grant.
You didn't want to do it?
Jay, should I do that as a roll call or a voice vote?
Apparently not.
You can roll call.
Okay. I don't have a spot in here for this. So I'm gonna stick it down. Okay, I see. Yeah.
You just use you can do voice like the council. Either one's fine.
Little of both.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna do a voice vote just because of what's gonna become very limited space here. All right. So the motion and the second is for Jordan Brewer as president. Everyone in favor, if you please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, Jordan, you're president. I'll pass it off to you.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I appreciate the confidence. Well, first I'll welcome our new members. We have Jeff and Chad, so welcome to the board. You'll get a hang of it real quick, I promise. It's not too bad. So we need a vice president, correct?
Correct.
Okay, do I have a motion for a vice
Nominate
president?
Grant Muller.
One for Grant. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. And then we also need a secretary?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
That was previously Clark.
Yep, that was previously Clark. So do we have a motion for a nomination for a secretary?
And secretary, most of the time, you just sign plats and sign minutes. But if by some terrible stroke of luck, the president and the vice president both happen to be absent, then you draw the short straw of needing to run the meeting. So, but most of the time, it's just a paperwork duty. We take care of minutes and those things.
Mr. Sheets, do you want to do it?
Not necessarily. I'll make Jeff if you want to do that.
Well, I think I'll watch it this year. And,
Oh.
I would suggest that it's more convenient to have somebody who's regularly in the courthouse
I actually love the idea of Dan because the number of times we have to wait for a signature.
rather than having to drive out in the country to go get a signature.
We've had times that we have people who drive out to find Clark in the field and then to figure out where Jordan's at and then come back.
Okay.
Bless
so
you.
Thank you. Do you want to make a motion for
I'm
Dan?
gonna make a motion for Dan to be secretary.
All right.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. I believe we are now structured. So with that, let's go to a roll call of our members, please.
Yep, and I apologize, I probably should have done that first.
Yep.
Shows you how often I run a meeting. All right, Jordan Brewer,
Here.
Grant Muller,
Here.
Dan Sheets,
Here.
Walt Minnick,
Yeah.
Andy Bailey's absent, Jeff Chenoweth,
Here.
Chad Colby,
Here.
Liz Stitzel, Kat Bell, and Attorney Jay Moore are all present. And just for the record, since it's being recorded, everyone who's present was present from the very beginning of the meeting and through all business so far.
Okay. Our next item is we have our disposition of the minutes from, I believe, November, right? We didn't have a meeting in December.
That is
So,
correct.
have we had those reviewed, or is there any changes, or can they be accepted as is? Looking to the three members
I
that
would
were
move
on
we
the board.
accept them.
Okay, so I have a motion,
I'll second.
we have a second. Let's just do a roll call on this.
All right, Jordan Brewer,
Yes.
Grant Muller,
Yes.
Dan Sheets,
Yes.
Walt Minnick,
Yes.
Jeff Chenoweth. You weren't here, but you can vote.
So-
Abstain.
You can abstain. All right. And Chad Colby?
Abstain. Okay. Our
And
next,
if somebody would, do you want to run that around?
Well, yeah, I'll run that around.
I was going to pass it down.
I'm gonna, write Dan's name on here real quick, because I didn't have.
All right, we're good.
okay, we'll move on to our one public hearing. It is application CC 2023-0165, the petition of Jacob Harden. If you could take us through that, please, Liz.
Yes, as you noted, this is the petition of Jacob Harden. This is out on 1300 East, and it's a request for primary approval of a one-lot minor subdivision called Harden Farms. Both the property in question and all the surrounding land are zoned agriculturally. It's a 5-acre lot on the west side of South 1300 East between 600 South and 700 South in Section 11 of Sugar Creek Township. This proposed new 5-acre lot is being split off of a 144-acre parent tract. The petition site is farmland, and it's noted that the reason they selected this particular location in that 144 acres is that it's the best location to build the house due to ponding issues across a significant amount of the other available land. This lot was granted special exception approval by the BZA to have a use of single-family dwelling. That was done on October 24th of 2023. The petition site's farm ground, it belongs to the petitioner's father-in-law, and the grounds surrounding the new lot will continue to be used as a farm. Since this lot is directly across from another home site, there's not a significant increase in the circle around there where a confined feeding or a grain handling operation cannot go. Therefore, it's not anticipated that this new lot siting would adversely affect the agricultural uses in the area that would have setbacks from a house. On the second page, you can see where we've depicted kind of that setback for CAFOs, which is the larger one, off of that home site. And you can see the existing house there is already in the middle of it. And then there's a picture that Kat's taken to kind of show you the house across the road and where the petition site sits. This home site is not in a legal watershed. There's just a couple soils on it, and those are kind of listed if you're interested. In terms of a request analysis, this is a request for a one-lot minor subdivision called Hardin Farms. The rural development protection language that's required is included in the covenants. The surveyor's office has stated that the drainage board did approve the request. The health department has approved this as suitable for a septic system. It will require a perimeter drainage outlet, and an outlet was located. This actually has changed a little bit. There's a drainage easement that now has been recorded and is reflected on the plat because the outlet turned out to be across an adjacent landowner's property when they located something that would function. Just for the sake of transparency, Jay Moore's office did write the easement for this plat. He did call and okay that with me first to make sure that we didn't perceive it as a conflict. And that was incorporated. The petitioner also has submitted to County Highway, and there's no objection to a driveway in this location. And then the reciprocal enforcement clause that we request is in the covenants and can be initiated by an adjacent landowner within a quarter mile. In terms of principles and standards of design, the two that primarily affect minor subdivisions that would be applicable in this case are the restrictive covenants needing to be properly prepared and legally sound. So these were reviewed by Jay Moore. And he did note some edits, and our understanding is those have been corrected to Jay's satisfaction. And then the proposed name of the subdivision needs to not duplicate or closely approximate any other name of an adopted subdivision. So having checked with the county recorder, there are no other names of subdivisions of Hardin Farms in them. It would appear that's met. Consequently, staff would recommend to grant primary approval of the minor subdivision. The staff report had a condition in it about recording the drainage outlet, but that has been addressed and taken care of. The easements recorded. We've got a recorded copy here, and the plat was revised to reflect it, so no conditions are needed.
Okay, thank you, Liz. For those on YouTube, I'll note that the only people here are the petitioner and their representative, so now I'll give you an opportunity if you'd like to share anything with the board.
Yeah, I'm Seth Johnson with 40th Parallel out of Tipton, and we're representing the client. Also, the owner is here as well. You can see. Thanks for meeting this morning as well. But the staff report pretty much covered it all, and we're here to answer any questions if you have any.
Okay,
But yeah.
thank you. Board, I'll open it up for questions or discussion. Any questions?
No question, I
Okay.
visited the site, seems like a nice location.
Okay, yep.
I agree.
Entertain a motion.
I would make a motion to approve the application.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, and that was Dan and Jordan?
Dan and Grant.
Dan and Grant.
That's what you meant, right?
That's exactly what I meant. All right, Jordan Brewer,
Yes.
Grant Muller,
Yes.
Dan Sheets,
Yes.
Walt Minnick,
Yes.
Jeff Chenoweth,
Yes.
Chad Colby.
Yes.
All right, so that passes. So you guys can go ahead, you can reach out to us, but
Okay.
as soon as you have a secondary plat ready
I was
and
gonna
you're
say,
able to,
We'll have to change the name on the secondary.
that's
plat to Dan.
correct.
for the secretary? Okay.
Yep, you sure will. And then when you get that filed in our office, then we'll reach out to the appropriate board members and get all the signatures for you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. So we have one other item, well, maybe two, but I'll call this one old business rather than new business, the resolution.
Technically is.
So for our new members, we had a resolution that came up last year that we ended up kind of pushing to the side and not circling back to, but it's essentially just participation by electronic meetings. So that,
You wanna let the folks know they don't have to be part of this meeting?
yeah, you're more than welcome to leave.
We did bring this up last year. We actually wouldn't be here having this meeting today if this had been adopted, because Dan could have participated as the fourth member following these rules remotely with the other three to take care of this. So we realized at the last meeting, we went to check to see if it would qualify, that it wasn't adopted. I will note, because he's not here, Andy Bailey was the member that had requested that he have time to read it. He's not present today, so I just wanted to make sure that, since he's not here to speak for himself, I didn't get anything from him saying that he had an issue, so I assume he does not, but,
Yeah, so the thing to note is that it says at least 50% of the commission members must be physically present at the meeting, so.
and then there's certain kinds of meetings where you cannot participate, and this duplicates, Jay wrote it to follow what state law sets as parameters.
Correct, yep. And so I guess if there's any questions or thoughts in relation to this resolution.
I think it's a good idea. We use it at Big Cicero.
Yep.
And it's come in handy. I think it would have been handy at our last meeting.
I agree. Any other thoughts?
Nope.
I agree. Okay. With that, could we entertain a motion to move forward with resolution, I'm gonna call it 2024-01? Is that,
I went the other way, but we can go that way. I can't remember which way,
whichever way, it's either 01-2024 or 2024-01, whichever. It's
perfect.
number 1 of 24.
I make a motion to pass resolution 2024-01.
I'll second.
Okay, do a roll call, please.
Jordan Brewer,
Yes.
Grant Muller,
Yes.
Dan Sheets.
Yes.
Walt Minnick,
Yes.
Jeff Chenoweth,
Yes.
Chad Colby.
Yes.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pass this on down, and if you could each sign at your name. I'll put the last page on the front, just so you don't have to shuffle through. But
Do we have any new business?
don't believe so. At our regular meeting in February, which we will have one, I will be bringing the new building inspector to introduce to you. So I've got that planned and set up. And then, so you are aware, our next meeting is going to be a little bit more complicated. We do have filings for the primary subdivision plat for Banderas Point, as well as the secondary development plan for the first phase, which is going to be the gas station, which those of you on the board, it's going to look real familiar, because what happened is we adopted the development plan when it was Zone B5 before it was adopted as a PUD. And, but now it's a PUD, which makes it legal non-conforming, meaning the permits already issued are fine, but we can't issue more. So we've got to re-adopt in order to continue allowing them to pull permits and work. And then we also have filed the secondary development plan for the event center, which is the lot behind the gas station. So it'll all kind of interrelate, and we're working as staff to dig through that to make sure everything's complete. Jay's starting his review as well. But I wanted to make you aware, I think there's also a rezoning case filed, but Banderas Point is going to be the more work involved. And we'll communicate with you guys, starting to get materials to you as soon as we've got it organized enough that we're sure we're not going to confuse anyone. So hopefully by end of next week, we'll start to get stuff out. Other than that, I don't think I have anything.
Okay. Any of the members of the board or commission have anything? Nope. Okay. Seeing none, our next meeting will be Tuesday, February 6th at 6 p.m. in here. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second from Grant. Meeting is adjourned.
Perfect. And then, President or Secretary, I need signatures on a secondary plat that was filed, and I haven't had anyone to sign. So